So welcome to the IBS podcast. I'm here with Desi
Hello.
and Alec,
Hello.
and we're going to talk about the misconception about pee being stored inside of the balls. So before we start our discussion, I'd just like to talk about the general myth from knowyourmeme.com. So pee is stored in the balls is a Pee is stored in the balls is a satirical factoid falsely claiming that men hold urine within their testicles. Online, the phrase is typically used as humorous caption in various image macros. So basically, people think that pee is stored in the balls, apparently. So,
Well, do note that as you read the description, it did say satirical. It's very much like the misconception that people claim that the earth is flat, that the claim is so absurd that people pretend to believe in it just so they can kind of build off of the attention that they think the earth is flat and that their opinion is absurd and different from other people. So it's kind of the same thing as the earth is flat, just with something even more absurd to some other people.
well, I kind of think that with the Earth being flat theory, people kind of believe it because they can't see it firsthand. Most people can't. I mean, I'm not saying that no one's an astronaut or something. So it's kind of similar with this. People can't really see inside of their penis, and so they may assume that the pee is stored there. There's no
That's true.
There's no. I mean, there's no real anecdotal evidence for it, really. Like your balls
Actually,
don't shrink.
I'd like to second that, actually. Leonardo da Vinci, you know, some people call him a freak. He's an artist and a great contribution to science, but he cut open bodies and found out stuff like that it's not stored in testicles. It's stored, somewhere else. But you're right that first-hand people who can't obtain other knowledge from, like the great Leonardo da Vinci will not figure out that, pee is not stored in the testicles.
Yeah. Alec, do you have anything to say about this?
Well, I just found this confession online from a guy who goes by the username Salad Dressing, and he says, quote, "I used to think that pee was stored in the balls."
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, it's good that he used to think that. I imagine that when he was younger, he thought that. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that too when I was younger.
You thought that when you were younger?
Well, I didn't even know what a testicle was. I thought that the freaking sack was just some giant freaking stretchable, like, plastic bag of urine. But no, I was like a kid, right? I was like under 9 when I thought this.
I'm pretty. I mean, I didn't think my balls were ever made out of plastic.
Sorry, I need to put two and two together. Like, just think of like a plastic bag. It's like filled with liquid, and then you kind of like shake it around.
Alright. Okay. I mean, if you fill the. I guess they're kind of similar.
Yeah, but like when it's when it's dropped, it looks like it's freaking like holding on for its freaking life. Like looks like a plastic bag when you put too much liquid in it. The plastic can only handle so much because they have to keep the production at a low cost to make a bunch of them. So you can't put much liquid in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of putting urine in plastic bags, would you happen to have the article regarding the incident with the huge plastic bag with the urinal and the urine in it?
No, I don't have that open on my computer.
Do you remember where it was? I feel like that would be a good discussion.
Well, I remember the story. Basically, well, if I remember correctly, this janitor, basically this urinal broke down, is out of order, and people were still peeing in it, even though like they tried to close it and stuff. And so what they did was they just got a trash bag for people to pee in. Well, they put it on top of the urinal to like collect pee that falls out because it can't flush and stuff. So over time, I guess the bag got so full that it was just this huge yellow sack connected to the urinal, and I guess it got too heavy and burst one day.
Oh my goodness, dude. Well, I hope that the drains were okay and we're able to, just like flush out the roasted urine because like it would take a lot of urine to roast a bag as big as the image showed us. But it's like, imagine the smell, dude. How could people look into how would someone walk in and look at all the different toilets and be like, "Oh, that's the one I want to use." I want to contribute to the mighty boast of that.
Well,
I want to be like,
if I remember correctly, it was the only urinal. I mean, that there's still a stall there, but there's also a urinal, just one urinal.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, I think actually on the topic of restrooms like that. I want to talk a bit about one-ply toilet paper.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about here. What would you like to talk about?
So, how is one-ply toilet paper a better value over two-ply?
It's not.
It isn't, because, I mean, I guess you do have the same amount of little squares, the little like square pieces of it. But you're gonna just use twice as much. You're just gonna fold that to create like a fake 8-ply. But the bad thing is that 1-ply toilet paper usually is more generally brittle. So if you do fold it, it's still gonna occur where your like hand breaks through it and goes.
It just tears in your hand.
Yeah, like if you have wet hands.
Yeah, it's not just the wet hands though. Like even with simple like anal cleansing with the 1-ply, it's gonna burst open. Like you're gonna reach in and like how our hands work. Like if you place your palm in front of you and flex out your fingers, you see that your middle finger is definitely the longest. So when you go on for the swoop, the middle finger is gonna break open and it's gonna intrude yourself. Sometimes without permission.
Actually, if you don't have something to dry your hands off in the bathrooms, or like you just let's say you brush your teeth, right, and your mouth is wet, and there's nothing to dry your face off on, and you'd prefer it not to be soaking wet. So picture this: picture a bathroom with no clean towels to wipe your face off on. But there's a abundance of toilet paper, and so you rip a piece off, but your hands are wet, right? And you didn't wipe it off on your clothes first or anything, so you still have these moist hands, and you grab some toilet paper, but it's so thin that when water touches it, it literally just disintegrates in your hand and creates this mess.
Yeah, that is true.
And then it becomes more of a hassle because then you have to wash the pieces off of your hand. You don't.
So.
What were you gonna say?
No, you can continue.
Well, it's just a bigger hassle because then you have to wash the like disintegrated pieces of toilet paper off of your hand, making your hand wet all over again, and you're back at square one. So you just wipe it off on your pants or whatever, your trousers.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I'm wondering if like people actually notice this. Like, I still see the stuff being stored in restrooms commonly portable bodies, but people will still continue to make this stuff. Like, is there a point to it? People say that it's environmental friendly, but in the end, as we said earlier, people are just going to fold it and make the illusion that it is two-ply toilet paper again. Like, if people continue to do this, then why are they still making one-ply toilet paper? Is there even a purpose for one-ply toilet paper anymore?
Interesting you bring that up. I'd like to talk about a public poll that I made on Facebook. Hopefully I don't get like little sound effects because that's annoying. Can't get that out. Anyways, 5 people voted, and I wrote a question. I said, it's a scenario. You have to go to the bathroom really bad, but there isn't any toilet paper. Because of this, you go to the nearest department store to go get some more toilet paper. You arrive at the dedicated toilet paper aisle in the store, only to find 2 packages of toilet paper left, right? So, the first pack is 2-ply. It costs $6 and has 12 little double rolls. Double rolls just means like it's a certain length or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the average size, really.
Yeah, it is the average size. It's just a marketing term. It's stupid. You don't see regular rolls. That'd be really small. But the second pack is 1-ply. It costs $3.50 and has 18 double rolls. And I said, which do you walk out of the store with? So now you'd think that the 1-ply is a better value because you get 18 rolls for almost half the price. But how much of that toilet paper is just going to be wasted because like I said, it disintegrates in your hand or whatever, and it's not really good. And so I asked this. Yes.
Could you repeat the statistics of the 2-ply again? Like,
oh yeah,
how much?
So basically, I got 5 votes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 40%, right? 40% went with the 2-ply tissue, and 60% went for the 18-pack of 1-ply.
No, dude, wait.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How much 2-ply do you get for your money again?
You get 12 rolls for $6 versus 18 rolls for $3.50. And I don't really want to do the math, but obviously the 1-ply would seem like the better value. But I just wanted to see what people would say, and I guess.
Yeah, that is true, but 60%. That's blasphemy, dude. Honestly, like I've never seen such treason to the human race. Why is this stuff still being produced? Why do people enjoy buying it? It's just they're gonna create 2-ply themselves anyway, and people think, oh yeah, I'm being creative, I'm making 1-ply into 2-ply. But no, you're freaking using more length, which is gonna decrease the total length of the current roll to make 2-ply when 2-ply would already do that job for you.
Yeah, and here's another thing. 1-ply, in my experience, it's kind of more smooth, In 2-ply, because it's thicker, they can like put this texture on it, so it just works better. 1-ply doesn't do that, and so it doesn't actually. I feel like you have to use more to actually get your job done.
But I just thought of something.
Yeah.
So you got 1-ply, right? It's thinner in width, but but it's what we think is it's the same length as 2-ply. But I was wondering, since why the 2-ply is basically 2 times thicker than 1-ply, would that contribute to the length? Like, would that shorten it because it's thicker? Like, I think we need to take some common brands and actually do a length test to figure this out. What do you think?
We would have. I feel like it's just the number of sheets, so it's not actually like physical length. I think it's just the number of sheets. So I think that 2-ply would be shorter, but you wouldn't have to use as much. And not to mention how much your toilet would clog. using all that one ply.
That
Because
is true.
because you'll rip off a huge piece and fold it, but when you
Mhm.
rip off such a huge piece and fold it, there's always like a large excess around the edges, and so
Mhm.
you're really using more toilet paper too.
Also, if you're not that good at like paper folding, and you do like and you do a non-symmetrical fold, it's kind of uneven and like it's crossing.
Yeah,
Chances are, when you wipe, it's not going to be the full two-ply experience. You're going to get like a semi one-ply, and but then like when you get deeper into the crevices, your hand's going to push the one-ply away from the fold even more. So
yeah,
really, all the folding you did, if you're not that good at folding, you're not going to be able to get the full two-ply experience. And when I use two-ply, I feel like it's already structured together very well, and I've never had it slip away. But when you're creating this like this fake two ply, it's not as efficient, and people who can't fold that well, it's just not benefiting the two ply experience that it should.
yeah, yeah. There's always you always do lose a lot by folding it. Um, so okay, so I mean, I guess we did rant a lot about one ply before, so we shouldn't really stick on the topic for too long. So I kind of want to talk about public restrooms now.
Okay, is there anything specific? Because we can go hours about public restrooms.
Well, I more want to talk about the secrets. So recently, it was I guess it was exposed that there's a hose next to the toilet paper dispensers near the toilets. And I did not know this until now. I'll put when I'm editing, I'll put a picture of what it looks like, but I guess there's a hose there to, I assume, to clean the toilets when they get really bad. Uh, I also,
Yeah.
I talked to someone who works at Target, and he told me, I was telling him about the secret hose, and he actually told me that, people will actually ask to use the hose to wipe instead of toilet paper.
Okay, so funny story about that. Um, in Eastern countries, most commonly India,
Yeah,
using paper like that, using toilet paper would be considered a waste. And they actually have it's like a second toilet sitting next to the toilet, um, and it basically sprays water
a bidet,
for
a bidet.
for that use.
Yeah,
What's that?
a bidet. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't know if people want to replicate that, even though there's. I mean, it's just one ply there. Yeah, I don't blame them. But if it was perfectly good two ply there, then I don't know why they'd want to replicate something like that because they'd be making a huge mess.
Well, apparently, I actually talked to the guy at who works at Target too. He said, that oh, sorry, Alec just distracted me. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. So okay, so Alec basically just confirmed that, like, I guess two ply is shorter, but you don't have to fold it as much. So the main argument the main argument still resides.
Oh yeah, look at that. So I look at the statistics of common brands. Looks like two ply can commonly be found at 154 sheets per roll, and one ply is found at 280 sheets per roll. But obviously, if you folded 280 sheets, you can only have 140 sheets. So you are still getting more if you use two ply. So thank you, Alec, for strengthening the argument.
Yeah,
with
that's
some logic.
with some hard facts. So, I also I want to talk about this bidet thing. So the person I was talking about who works at Target, he actually was telling me that he has gone to like those Eastern countries and stuff. And he said he told me that people who use bidets actually like it. Like they like how it feels, I guess. I'm not sure why, but they prefer it over using physical tissue. It's pretty strange, but he said when he was over there, apparently you have the option between a bidet and a regular toilet, so it's kind of like a urinal versus a stall. It's really weird. But some places will give you the option. He told me that he didn't have enough courage to use the bidet. He's used the regular toilet.
Yeah, I think people just continue using this from a long-term tradition. If something's been around for a long time, it's like just because of its existence in its past, people will continue to use that because it's been passed down for so long. So I think that's the main reason for its significance and liking today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know if have you seen a bidet before? Have you seen what they look like?
Only on the internet. I have not seen one in person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're. Yeah, I've only. Oh, sorry, I've only seen one online. Also, I haven't seen one in person. So they look pretty strange. They kind of look like what's his name? That Dada artist who put the urinal inside of an art gallery and called it art. What is it? Let me look it up. Yeah, Duchamp. He put a little urinal. It's a really interesting looking urinal, but it kind of looks like what a bidet looks like. It's really interesting. So I want to talk about porta potties now. Porta potties. Because I feel like whenever there's a porta potty in a public space, but there's only one porta potty, it's always locked. It's a little strange because like why is it there if it's locked, you know? And also it makes me think that it hasn't been cleaned out in a long time. So that means that the feces and everything in there has just been festering for a really long time.
Yeah, that is some pretty nasty thoughts. But I think, yeah, you're very correct. Like when there seems to be only one portable potty, it seems that it's always locked. Like, I think it's that they don't have maintenance for it. But I'll have you know that when the feces drops, you claim that it festers. That's pretty nasty to think about, but I think it goes into some sanitized water pool at the bottom, which kind of negates the effect of festering. But I wonder how long would it take for the if it could to overcome the sanitized water.
Well, if are you talking about the water that they put in when they first clean out the urinal? Or the porta potty, I mean?
Yeah, I think he's talking about the chemicals that they put at the bottom.
Oh, I mean, those chemicals, they probably put like a cup in there and that's it, so.
They do service those things.
They do.
Often.
I think they get a truck and then pump everything out. I think that's what they do.
Yeah. Like this, I think they service them weekly on construction sites. But they do it more during fairs and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, well, go on.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking what Alex said, definitely the more frequent, the more populated the area is, the more people who are in the area, they're going to service that more often. But there's one very close. We both know what it is. That's been locked down, and people keep questioning it because it needs to be used because it's the only one nearby.
Yeah,
and it's by a park and everything. So I think we should check it out and maybe check daily to see if there's gonna be somebody there.
Yeah, so about that, so that porta potty, we actually have a video posted on this channel with the porta potty we're talking about. In the State of Man Has Diminished video, it's the second skit where Desi is standing in front of the porta potty talking about it. I guess that night what happened was we were filming videos and we had no idea what to shoot. So we were actually just walking through the school courtyard. And this lady comes up to us. This is Halloween night, by the way. This lady comes up to us and asks us if there's a public restroom nearby. And it's interesting because that's what our channel is about. It's about restrooms. So it's pretty interesting that like the one night we go out to film, someone asks us about that. So me and Desi are like, oh yeah, there's one up there, and she's like, oh, it's locked. We're like, okay. So we head up to the porta potty, and it's like locked with this. Yeah.
But it had that there's a school nearby. And,
yeah,
there's an event happening at the school as well. So I asked her if she checked, and she should have. So and might I add that there was like a whole soccer game going on too. Like there was like 30 players in each team.
Yeah.
Their parents, like there's like a few coaches and stuff. They're human beings too. They gotta go to the restroom.
Didn't that end? I feel like that soccer game ended pretty early. At least like when you showed up, it was only going for like another 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, but still, they're probably there for a good hour and a half when you think about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, there were these people living next to Desi who had these like tiki torches, and they're running this haunted house operation under the table, and they weren't probably not going to pay any taxes on it or anything. But they have these like torches, like a bunch of torches with flames on top of them. And this person dressed up as a dinosaur. I think they're like pelvic thrusting or something, but people who drove past would honk at them. So anyway, yeah, that's that. We tried to film a bunch of stuff, but we didn't come prepared, so we didn't shoot a lot of stuff. Just a few bits. And also, yeah, going back to that porta potty, it was locked with this huge padlock. It wasn't. I don't think it was a master lock. It looks like something more expensive. So.
It was master lock, but it was one of the heavy duty. It was one of the heavy duty brands.
I heard from someone or somewhere that master locks are actually really easy to pick open.
It's not just picking, but you can use simple tools like if you take two wrenches,
yeah,
and you put them in between the lock, and you kind of push them in the opposing direction. You can break common stainless steel locks that way. It's not just master lock.
Is it breaking the physical metal band on it, or is it just breaking the internals?
It's warping the band on the outside.
Oh, so the little metal arc thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, maybe if someone wanted to break open the little porta potty lock, they could do it. Alec just sent me an Ars Technica article on how to crack open a padlock. Apparently there's 8 easy ways, or 8 tries or less. So yeah, they're pretty easy to break open.
Is there the wrench technique on there?
I think it looks like it's just listening for the clicks inside of it when you're turning the little dial.
The exploit involves lifting up a lock shackle with one hand while turning the combination dial counterclockwise, starting with the number 0 with the other.
So what?
I don't think
what
it wasn't a dial. It wasn't a dial lock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a key lock. But I mean, you could still pick those though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is another one that we can investigate next video. It's really close, actually.
Oh, okay, another porta potty. Anyway, let's change the topic. So,
I have a potential topic if you're in need.
okay,
Ooh.
share it. Do share.
Yeah, well, I found this article about problems that men have with their balls.
Yeah.
It's not often you stop to think about just how hard it can be to own and maintain a pair of balls.
Wait, what do you need to maintain with them?
Well, this guy has 13 things. The first issue he has with his balls is ball sweat. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I would be honored if I owned a pair of Dragon Balls.
What? What does that have to do with ball sweat?
If he's talking about testicles, all I can say is the more of a bush you got, the worse the sweat's gonna get.
What causes the sweat? Like, what happens if they didn't? Well, oh yeah.
Well, it's just like
I know
normal
why.
skin.
Yeah, I know why they sweat, but like, what if they didn't? Would they just burn up?
Do you want to hear what this guy says about it?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of loose skin hanging around down there, which basically means the second the air temperature goes 1 degree above room temperature, our junk becomes a sweaty, gross mess. Every man has gone to the bathroom to splash water on his balls at one time or another.
That makes it worse.
That is just soaked.
You're making it worse.
Yeah, it's not going to be good after that. That's just going to make it nasty.
That's like saying your like armpit is sweaty, right? And
yeah,
that's like saying you splash. That's like saying you splash water on it.
Like if you go in and do that, you're gonna come out of the bathroom and it's gonna look like you wet your pants. It's gonna be like soaked.
Well, either that or like someone's gonna walk in on you like holding your little like balls over this little sink, just splashing water on it like Nemo when he's offshore.
Ball stubble. How do you guys feel about that?
Wait, what is it?
I don't know what that means.
We all have body parts that we shave and trim, but most of them are of gelatinous freeform snack that manages to rub its own stubble against itself.
What's a stubble?
It's like shaved hair.
Oh.
He's saying it feels like it's trying to start a fire. Stunned silence.
I mean, how do you even shave your balls?
Yeah, this guy's gonna have bigger problems.
Like, that's like... you can't even compare that to anything. Like, I don't know how, I don't understand.
I'm sure. I like to think of an analogy, but yeah, I can't.
Okay, move on to the next one. I don't... This guy's alone in his, this guy doesn't have any backing to his claim.
Okay, has this one ever happened to you guys? Have you ever sat on your balls?
Why is that? Okay, no.
Not really. I mean, I've had a cat jump on them.
Yeah, but like, the only way you could do something like that is if you're in very free moving clothes, such as like if you're wearing no undergarments and just wearing like freaking like basketball shorts or something.
Oh, this isn't BuzzFeed, is it?
No, almost as bad.
What is it?
Cosmopolitan.
Fake news tabloid.
Uh, I mean, I feel like to kind of get the motion that you need to actually sit on them, you'd have to like do a chub and tuck, but with your balls.
You'd have to have strenuous.
Wait, a chub and tuck? How do you even do that?
Wait, what?
Like you fold everything like under.
You'd have to stretch it. You'd have to have strenuous balls. You'd have to like.
All right.
Okay, this guy's along this issue. He seems like everybody experiences this.
Yeah, I mean, I think so far all of these seem manageable. I don't know where this guy's problem's coming from.
Unless you think like a freaking ape.
All right. How about this one? They change size.
What?
They change size.
Size or side?
Size.
What does the description say?
Okay.
They don't change size.
I feel like this is right here. They shouldn't be changing size. But if you want to know what this guy says, balls can actually double in size during sex. It feels kind of odd to have everything down there so swollen, only to suddenly deflate.
Okay.
What the fuck? What?
Wait, is he talking about the sack in general?
I don't know, but this one raises an interesting question. Because what if this guy's pee is actually being stored in his balls? It would explain the size change.
Okay.
No, but I don't know why. I think this guy may actually have a legitimate medical issue.
I've had a really disturbing dream about something similar to that. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, this dream, I was walking down a park that's near my house, and this guy was sitting on the top of this play structure, right? On top of the swing. And not a swing, the slide or whatever. The big slide thing where you climb up to the top and then slide down. He was sitting on the top of the slide, and his balls were kind of like... Basically, he's just sitting on the slide, and like, he got a bike pump. And he like, inflated his balls to like the size of like an exercise ball. And then like...
Dude, what the heck?
Did he proceed to bounce around on him?
Well, here's what happened. What is that one game called where you roll around and collect a bunch of stuff from the world and you get bigger? It's like some Japanese game or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
like
about.
Katamari or something. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's.
Or no, I don't know. It's something like that.
I feel like Katamari is squid.
Yeah, I don't remember, but he becomes that thing. Like he starts rolling around with it, and it starts grappling onto like trees in the sidewalk and stuff. And he just starts like grabbing these chunks of the world, and he gets bigger and bigger, and I have to run away from it. It was a really weird dream.
So number 5, they stick to our legs. Have you ever had that problem?
I don't put Elmer's glue there. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is partially to do with his ball sweat problem.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
No, I haven't really experienced this leg sticking issue either. Number 6, they're different sizes.
No.
No?
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't. Except I haven't really spent a whole lot of time examining my balls.
That is true.
I'm not really sure.
Some people have.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's saying that it makes his sack look lumpy and asymmetrical.
Some people like name theirs.
Yeah.
Mustang.
He says his left
Sally.
one is bigger. His left nut is bigger.
Love and
What?
hate.
How would he know? How would he know? How do you check that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even like know why you would sit down and maybe like check your ball size.
Well, some people do it as like, you know, like self-examination for like, you know, testicular cancer, because you can
Yeah.
do some self-diagnosis things, but for just doing that reason, just to find out if you're asymmetrical or not, I'm not sure. You know, he might just have testicular cancer.
It's true. Yeah, maybe it's like a growth on one of them.
Ugh.
Be gross. All right, number 7, we have getting kicked in the balls. This is the classic one.
Oh yeah. Not since elementary school, but yes, I'm sure we all.
I
I've self-inflicted.
haven't really experienced this, but I do imagine it would be painful.
Okay, let me. It's never happened to me. No one's ever kicked me there, but I've self-inflicted myself there one time.
Yeah, I've had.
I was playing on play equipment, and I think I was on a teeter-totter. And some guy who weighed 3 times as much as I do jumped on one of the ends, and I went flying up. And then he did this, like, hump motion that caused it to, like, stubble a bit. Like, it made it, like, go down and up. So, right when I made contact with it, it was going upwards. And, like, it, like, it wasn't good.
Well, it's not just kicking, I agree. But actually, just last year, Christian, you threw a water bottle in my groin area, and I will not forget that.
See, that's why you wear skinny jeans, is because it's like it's so tight that like if someone tries to kick you there, it kind of just bounces off.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Well, I think skinny jeans kind of like keep it really contained. So if they're trying to kick at the center of mass, it's not gonna like, yeah, it's not gonna like dangle around, but like it's just gonna like take it like straight through. It's gonna be like a powerful force because it's so contained in one area that when they do strike it, they're not gonna hit just a part of it, but they're gonna hit like the whole thing.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that it hurts because it hits like the base part. I don't know. We're out of time now, so we should end the podcast. So Desi, you should do the outro.
Outro. Well, this is our first podcast of IBS. We talked about one-ply, portable toilets. What else? Testicles and urine stored in the bowls. We will inspect more toilet paper and maybe do some actual studies. And we will also examine more porta potties to see if they are locked, and we will try to see if the construction people will go to open them. Thank you.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm just kidding.
Thank you very much for watching.
Don't subscribe.
Catch us
Don't
on
subscribe.
our next time.